listeners several times a day. From tariffs to treaties, from the Board of Trade to the running board on your truck, I cover Central Illinois agriculture every day on the Farm Gate. Hear it all on WHOW's many platforms on the radio or online. Join me, Stu Ellis, for the Farm Gate.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in this segment of the program is Joey Long. She is the manager of the DeWitt County Museum. Joey, a good morning to you. How are you?
I'm great. Good morning to you and everyone who's listening.
Yeah, thank you for coming on and talking with us. And, Joey, we were prepping for what we're going to speak on today. And the Apple and Pork Weekend is a month away. And, in fact, as it falls for this, let me make sure that's right. You know what? I don't think that's right. I was going to say, I think we catch up on Apple and Pork Friday, but I think it's the week before that you and I will catch up in September. So never mind. My thought has been derailed here live on the air. So that's great. But at any rate, Joey, Apple and Pork Weekend is nearly upon us. And I know you still have some things that you need, some volunteer opportunities, things of that nature. But before we get there, how is the Apple and Pork planning process as we look forward to a second year of a normal outdoor Apple and Pork? What do you have for us today, Joey?
Going smoothly. Last year was the first year that we put on, a normal festival, what you call normal festival. And, even then things were kind of iffy, will we really be able to do it, even up to a week or two before. So, this year we know that, certainly we'll be able to go forth. We'll be able to have the festival. And, these people that work on this, the board members that put this all together, have been doing it. This will be the 54th year. And there are all these different committees that take care of all their different things. And they just do such a wonderful job. And it just goes so smoothly. But always, one thing that we are always looking for, of course, is more volunteers.
Tell us about volunteer opportunities for the Apple and Pork Weekend, Joey.
Well, lots of opportunities. So we are looking for people who might be interested in serving as a docent in the house during the festival. We actually, during the festival, we do open the house for tours, and we actually get, on average, 1,000 people through the house on that weekend. So it takes a lot of people, just to, be in the house to just make sure that things are going smoothly, direct people in the right way. And I know that some people who consider maybe volunteering for this position are sometimes a little hesitant. They'll say to me, oh, but I don't know if I know enough about the history, to answer questions, or I don't know if no, that's really not a concern. We do it in a different way during the festival with having so many people coming in and coming through the house. When they come in the door, they're greeted, and then they're given a sheet. And that sheet tells a little bit about the house and the history in each room as they go through. And then we also have the QR code now, so that helps as well. So anyone who would be interested in being a house docent, don't feel that you don't have, the background and the history or the knowledge of the house. Don't let that stand in your way. It's a really great experience. And we're certainly looking for people who would be interested in that. Mm-hmm. We also need doorkeepers. Those would be the people that greet the visitors when they come in the house and take the admission. So we're looking for people who might be interested in that. And then, of course, we're looking for volunteers in the food stands. So the museum operates quite a few of the food stands that are out there on the grounds during the festival weekend. Mm-hmm. Those would include the ham sandwiches, the ham and beans, brats, the apple cider floats. So we can always use help in those stands. And then, maybe if you don't want to be, say, preparing food, we also have the apple butter barn. Mm-hmm. So, really simple. You're just, handing over however many jars of apple butter, that the customer would like to have. And then I'm sure they could probably use some help also down in the meal grinding. which would be an interesting thing for someone that, might be interested in, that old fashioned way of grinding the meal and how it's done, or, people that just want to, take care of the sales table. And I would also add, I wouldn't want people to get the wrong idea and think, oh, if I volunteer for this, then, my entire weekend is spent volunteering and I won't have any time to enjoy the festival. It's not like that at all. So most of these work on shifts. So anywhere, I think from 2-hour to 4-hour shifts, or, they can even work with you. So, if you're planning on enjoying the festival, you can still do that, but maybe, roll up your sleeves and pitch in, for 2 or 4 hours, and we would really appreciate that.
No doubt. So, and I'm sure that volunteers, like you mentioned, Joey, they go a long way, and it's not the entirety of your weekend. So, good to hear. I was going to ask about that. What kind of time commitment and those sorts of things. What are you finding, Joey? Especially like last year, where we had such a great apple and pork, it felt like, and it was a great weekend and all those things. How about volunteers? Are you starting to see an increase in those? Is there a bigger need than ever before? Like, what kind of trend are you seeing as it relates to your volunteers?
Well, last year we were quite low on volunteers. And so we're hoping to get that number up this year. So yes, last year we had, incredible numbers of visitors, but low on volunteers. So we're hoping to get that volunteer number up, again this year. And I will add to anyone who is interested in getting involved. We do have a survey out on the Apple and Pork Festival Facebook page. So it just asks a few questions, to kind of help the museum people match the volunteers up with where their interests lie. And so that would be one way to reach out to us, because it also includes, your contact information. Or, listeners would be welcome to just, call the museum directly and just let us know where your interests lie, and we'll find a good fit for you.
When it comes to, Joey, that survey, is that just for volunteers? Like, is that what that's geared towards?
Right. It's geared towards volunteers. But of course, anyone who is interested in filling out the survey, we're interested in what anyone has to say. So certainly looking forward to getting some insight and feedback through that volunteer survey.
Sure. Very good. Well, Joey, as it relates to the Apple and Pork Weekend, again, Joey Long is our guest this morning. She's the director of the DeWitt County Museum, on the phone with us for today. How is planning going elsewhere for the museum, for the Apple and Pork Weekend? And how about like entertainment and, attractions and things of that nature that folks can look forward to? What kinds of things are happening there?
Oh, well, the entertainment schedule is all lined up and set. And this year we'll have more local musicians on stage. So we're excited about that. And of course, that's free for everyone, thanks to Exelon. And then we also have, the attractions coming. So we'll have the pony rides again this year, very popular with the kids. Abraham Lincoln will be back. He is courtesy of Looking for Lincoln. And then we'll have several other things too. So we're excited.
What about tomahawk throwers? Are those folks back?
Those folks I have not heard back from. So I'm hoping to hear from them soon. I always like what they add, to the festival. It's a lot of fun. But they, like many other organizations, when I last talked to them, the holdup isn't, being interested in wanting to come and participate. The hurdle that they have is
volunteers.
You guessed it, volunteers.
Yep. Yeah, that's too bad. That would be a shame if that's what holds them back, but it's understandable. That's kind of the times we are in, for sure. Joey, as it relates to Apple and Pork Weekend, anything else on your mind as we talk here this morning? Anything else you want to inform us of?
Well, the next thing coming up would be the Parade of Pigs in connection with the festival.
Yeah, tell us about this.
Well, this is something that has been going on for over a decade. It's the Parade of Pigs contest. So people who would like to participate come to the museum. They pick up a plywood cutout pig and then decorate the pig, bring it back, and then it's on display during the festival. and it's a contest. So we actually have judges that come in and they pick out a first prize winner, which we call grand champion, and a second place winner, which we call reserve champion. So $50 goes to that blue ribbon winner and $25 to the red ribbon winner.
How do folks get registered for this, Joey? And when is the registration cutoff? Or do you even make it to the registration cutoff before these sell out?
We don't make it there. So normally there is a registration fee of $5 that is payable when you pick up and claim your pig. This year, however, Scott Miller very generously picked up the tab for everyone. So there will be no registration fee this year. And the pigs can be picked up at the museum beginning on August 24th and going through August 28th, or until all of the pigs have been claimed. And I will say there have been years when the pigs were gone by the end of the day on the first day they were available. So you certainly want to mark your calendars for that if you're interested in a pig. And we're looking for, anyone can participate in this. We're looking for, individuals, clubs, families, artists, anyone. We just encourage everyone to get involved. It's just a really fun thing to do. And it just adds another little fun thing to the festival.
Sure. Joey, anything else again on Apple and Pork Weekend you want to put out there for us this morning?
I think that's it, except for I would like to remind listeners that the 54th Annual Apple and Pork Festival will take place this year on September 25th and 26th at the C.H. Moore Homestead, DeWitt County Museum, 9 to 5, both days, rain or shine.
Joey Long, director of the DeWitt County Museum, is my guest on the phone for this morning. We stream to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. More to come on the morning show.
WHOW.
Clinton Save-A-Lot owner Dave Jackson here with a supply chain update. While we're working as best we can to keep our shelves stocked with the items you need and want every day, we're experiencing never-before-seen interruptions in product availability and delivery, both through Save-A-Lot and our direct suppliers. In most cases, they can't run their production lines due to the lack of workers, plus a shortage of truck drivers. Despite all that, we're working to keep the meat, produce, and other products you buy in stock and on our shelves every day. Your Clinton Save-A-Lot appreciates your business, and we hope to see you soon.
At Central Illinois Outdoors with me, Jared White, we want you to be a part of the program as well via the Archer's Alley Catch of the Week. Each week, we'll select one of your pictures submitted at centralillinoisoutdoors.com and invite you to tell your story of the great outdoors. We're looking for your kid's first catch or even your first big buck. There's a simple, easy form you can fill out on your phone or computer at centralillinoisoutdoors.com. Send us your story, send us your pic. centralillinoisoutdoors.com and the Catch of the Week, brought to you by Archer's Alley, North 22nd Street in Decatur.
Central Illinois' leading online source for local news, police blotter, for the record information, obituaries, and more is DeWittDailyNews.com. Since 2008, DeWittDailyNews.com has delivered fresh, online content to internet readers, from the City Council to School Board to the County Board and more. DeWittDailyNews.com covers the local news you expect from the area's #1 local news source, and it's all absolutely free. Now you have even more ways to access DeWittDailyNews.com. Whether you're at your desktop, laptop, tablet, iPhone, or smartphone, DeWittDailyNews.com is delivered to all those platforms. That's right. It's even there on your iPhone and smartphone. The same local news, weather, and sports that's on the full-size edition is on your iPhone and smartphone just by going to DeWittDailyNews.com. If you haven't tried it, why don't you? Go to Central Illinois' leading online source for local news, police blotter, for the record information, obituaries, and more on your desktop, laptop, iPhone, or smartphone. DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show is streaming to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Joey Long, director of the DeWitt County Museum, my guest on the phone here for today. Joey, I know big event this weekend. It starts uptown at the square in Clinton and then makes its way to the museum. Founders Day. Talk a little bit about this.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see that a group has taken on Founders Day. This is something that's being put on by Celebrate Clinton, and it's just really nice to see that, the history of the founding of the community is going to be brought to light. And I think that they're going to be doing it in a great way. So it's my understanding that the event will begin up on the square at 1:00, and then eventually it will make its way to the grounds of the museum at 2:00, and there will be a presentation made by Abraham Lincoln, C.H. Moore, and Jesse Sell. So that'll be really interesting to see. They're going to be using the museum's front porch as their stage. And then when the presentation is over, people will be welcome to come into the museum, walk through, take a little tour. And the DeWitt County Museum Association is waiving the admission fee for that afternoon. So we're really looking forward to having people at the museum and looking forward to our founders being recognized and looking forward to opening the doors and having, lots of people come in. So I think it's a wonderful thing that that's taking place. I would like to remind people, though, I know that they will be walking from the square to the museum and making a stop or two along the way. But for those who are going to be driving to the museum, we do have parking in the parking lot, on the west side of the house. But I also want to remind people that we have a lot directly across the street from the museum to the south, and there's plenty of parking available there as well. So don't let fear of finding a parking place stop you from coming out and celebrating Founders Day.
Sure. Very good. So check that out. That is this weekend. Joey, as we continue on here for this morning, what else has been keeping you busy lately? What's on the calendar for the museum? How about some of those things besides, of course, Apple and Pork Weekend? How about that?
Well, I've been having a lot of things going on lately. In late July, we had WCIA there at the museum, and they did the Our Town Clinton feature, which was great. We had a wonderful turnout. So many people from the community pitched in to make it a wonderful event, and then so many more came out and enjoyed the evening with us. So we really enjoyed that. Last week, I had a PBS station at the museum. They spent the day, and they were filming a segment for a new series called Backyard Adventures, and that will be airing in the spring of 2023. And we were one of only 6 sites that they were visiting for that season series. So a really nice thing, for them to have selected the museum as being one of the features that they'll be doing on that program. And then we're working with Looking for Lincoln. Looking for Lincoln actually has started putting out just little short, I guess I would call them travel videos, just little videos telling you about different places in the Looking for Lincoln heritage area that offer a look into, the life and times of Abraham Lincoln and how he connects to those communities. So we actually, a few weeks ago, we did the filming for that. So we're looking forward to that. And then also later this year, Looking for Lincoln will be hosting me. I will be doing a presentation live, and I'll be doing a presentation on the museum and C.H. Moore and his connections to Abraham Lincoln. And for those who are watching live on the internet, they'll be able to chime in with their questions. So there'll be a nice question answer session at the end of that presentation. So I'm
Cool.
really looking forward to that. It'll be far reaching,
Mhm.
and it'll be interesting, to hear, questions that people have and comments and things. So I'm really looking forward to all of that.
Absolutely. So a lot of good things coming up. Joey, anything else you want to highlight this morning?
I think that's it. I hope everyone has a great day.
Absolutely. Joey, as we wrap up here for this morning, again, if you don't mind, just one more time, highlight the need for volunteers, anything specific you're looking for, and just how folks get more information on that opportunity.
Sure. So we are still looking for volunteers for the Apple and Pork Festival, and that falls on September 25th and 26th. They can go on to Facebook, the Apple and Pork Festival page, fill out that volunteer survey if they like. That would be one way to get in touch with us, or they're welcome to call the museum directly. That phone number is 217-935-6066. And if you just tell us where your interests lie, we'll find a perfect place for you out there.
Sure. One more time, Joey, throw out just how folks get information about the Apple and Pork Weekend in general. And again, the when and where for Apple and Pork Weekend.
Sure. So probably the best place to look, because it's most often updated, would be the Apple and Pork Festival Facebook page. Now, you would want to be certain to look for the official page, which is Apple and Pork Festival, and it has that trademark logo as the profile picture to make sure you're on the right Facebook page. And that's full of all types of updates, schedules, announcements, all kinds of things. So that would probably be the best place. But you can also look on the website. That's www.chmorehomestead.org. Or, of course, you can always give us a call at 217-935-6066.
Joey Long, director of the DeWitt County Museum, is my guest on the phone. And again, the Apple and Pork Weekend comes up Saturday, September 24th and Sunday, September 25th in 2022. Joey, always good to talk to you. Thanks for making time for us.
Always a pleasure, Seth.
Joey Long, again, director of the DeWitt County Museum, C.H. Moore Homestead, my guest on the phone. Network news on the way on the WHOW Morning Show. We stream to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Beacon Insurance agent in Clinton.
WHOW.
With SRN News.